Hey, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm a healing arts astrologer, and I am about to get into the new moon in Cancer report. I'm going to go through the zodiac where this new moon will be happening for you. So stick around towards the end as well. I'm going to do a intuitive card reading. I'm thinking maybe I'll do a pick a card reading, but it depends. I don't know. A lot seems to come out when I use more cards than just like 3 pick a card readings. Maybe I could do both. I don't know. We'll see. Stick around, find out. All right. So let's get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and share the chart for you just in the beginning so I could walk you through a little bit about what I'm going to get into. So as you can see, the sun and the moon, that's what a new moon is when the sun and the moon come together in the sky and they merge energies. This is where our mind and our heart kind of like sync together, like our energy and our emotions feel in tuned. And it's sitting right next to Mercury, and Mercury is retrograde at this time. We tend to have 4 retrogrades a year. And right now, I think they're all in the water signs. So we're having this Cancer Mercury retrograde. So what is happening around that? We are going to talk a little bit about this Jupiter and Pluto opposition and talk a little bit about this 4-degree trine here. We have a Uranus at 4 degrees trine to Pluto, and then we have 2 sextiles, okay, with Neptune right here. But we don't have a kite, people. Like the kite would be a planet down here, but it's just the beginning of something. Okay. And so I'll get a little into that. And yeah. So I will turn this off so y'all can see me. Okay. So if you are a regular on my channel, welcome back. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for liking and subscribing and joining me and going through this thing called life together. And this is how I kind of figure out what life is lifing about at the time. And I use my natal birth chart to do that as an astrologer. Those are the kind of readings I do. I get your natal birth chart, which is your soul's DNA, by your birthday, your exact time of birth, which is found on your birth certificate, and your location of birth. This is important because it is your birthing point. Okay. It's where you took your first breath and wherever in the world that you did it. There are certain coordinates, and those let me know where the planets were at that time in relation to you here on Earth. So I do believe, Miss Miyagi wants to say hi. I do believe that we have a location in which we are physically born, but we also have a energetic soul location, okay, in the universe somewhere. Some people know. Some people are Lyran Syrian. Some people are from the Pleiades. They call themselves Palladians. And so if you know, you know. If you haven't, I don't know if it's called to you, or if you've been getting certain signs and synchronicities or things keep coming up. Open yourself up. Ask the universe for answers. Okay. So this chart happens to be for our physical birth. Okay. And that's the kind of astrology that I read, as well as prediction, like predictive astrology. So I take transits. I could look at your progressions to see what you're working through. I could do, if you are in a marriage or a relationship and you guys want to get to know what this relationship is about and what you guys are learning from each other and where you are compatible and where you're not compatible. Those are my compatibility readings, which is also found on my website. So let's get right into this now that I did a little explanation for all the newbies. I am drinking white sage and mint, and it is amazing. I love it. Yep, it's like sage in the insides. Oh, with Cancer, Cancer is all about our home. And this is why I did an extra elaborate introduction about our home and our birth, because this is where the story began. Okay. And Cancer is about our roots and our home and our mother and like what we experienced as a child and how that has like affected us. And it affects everything in our life. It affects our relationships with our romantic partners. It affects our relationship with our friends, in who we choose as friends, our chosen family. It affects everything. And this new moon is kind of taking a step back and like looking at it at another point of view of what is it that I'm experiencing and I'm doing within my emotional realms. And it's kind of reflective and nostalgic. And you could get really emotional because it's Cancer. And I'm wearing my Cancer, my little crab necklace for all those Cancers. And it's like life is asking you to slow down, whether you want to or not, with this Mercury retrograde. And you're probably already feeling the new moon energy. Okay. New moons are usually like the manifestation points are after. So like I always go 3 days after. This new moon happens to be on July 14th at 2:43 a.m. and it is at 21 degrees, which is the sun and moon degree. And the sun and moon are together. So it's like extra like aligning. Not the best time to manifest. It's more of a time of reflection. And it's sitting on top of Mercury retrograde. So we're not charging into something brand new right now. We're actually being invited to pause and revisit and reflect and make sure that we're building a truly aligned with where we're going next. And if you're rising Leo, this is happening in your 12th house. This is the wrap up. It's the culmination of your year cycle. Leo suns, this is the ending of your solar year before you step into this brand new, beautiful season and solar year for you. Rising Leos, same thing. Like you're really like feeling the heaviness of your 12th house, which is like your unconscious. Your dreams are heavy. Your dreams are interesting and they're telling you something. And Jupiter is still sitting in your 12th house. Oh no, Jupiter's at 3 degrees of Leo. So if you are a late Leo rising, that means if your degree point is after 3 degrees, then Jupiter's still in your 12th house, and the new moon's in your 12th house, and Mercury's in your 12th house. And you're definitely feeling it. And I will go through every single zodiac to tell you where this new moon is happening for each of you. I could only speak for myself with that. So Cancer is the home. So it's our emotional security, our family, our roots, our inner child, the people we love, the places that make us feel safe. It's a version of ourselves that simply wants to belong. And every new moon is a new beginning, and it's planting seeds. And this Cancer doesn't ask, like, what do you want to accomplish? This Cancer is asking, what do I need to feel emotionally fulfilled while I accomplish what I'm accomplishing, whatever that is. That is a big difference. This lunation reminds us that success means very little if we're constantly operating from survival mode. Before we can create the next chapter, we have to make sure that our emotional foundation is strong enough to support it. I personally have been going through a lot in the past year. It was a very tough year. I had a breakup. I had my papa passed away. Like, there's been some heavy stuff in my life that has really affected me and my energy. And like, it just kind of makes me like understand how short life is and how much also that I need to be giving to myself and not sacrifice myself so much for relationships, certain relationships, if it's not mutually receptive. Because in those dynamics, you're getting drained and you're not getting filled up. And you have lost a lot more when a breakup occurs. So that's exactly where this Mercury retrograde comes in. Is it's gets a bad reputation because everyone focuses on delays and technology glitches and travel mishaps and communication misunderstandings. Sure, those things definitely happen. So that's because we're not paying attention. And so you just want to check everything twice. Make sure that you're booking the certain day. I mean, there was a time when I went out of town and I booked our hotel and we get there and they're like, we don't see you. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't see me? Here's my reservation. And I showed him, and then he went and got a manager and came back and he was like, that's for next month. Oh, are you kidding me right now? Yeah. So don't make sure not to let those things occur. You really want to check the dates before you book anything. But that's not really the point of Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde rules our thoughts, our communication, our decisions, our contracts, learning, and the way that we process information. And when Mercury appears to be moving backwards, life naturally slows down. Our minds slow down unless you're ADD. I'm sorry. There's something that Mercury retrograde does to me where I'm like, my brain is working like extra good. I think it's like it's kind of like a Xanax or something, or I don't know if it's opposite, probably like Adderall or something, where it slows your brain down. Because I love retrogrades. Yeah, I know. I'm sick and twisted, I guess, but yeah, I mean, it's the time where life naturally slows down. And to be honest with you, I think we all need that because Saturn, the planet of time, is in Aries, and we all have felt the speed up. Like, time has sped up, and honey, don't you worry. It's not going to be like that forever. Like when Saturn goes into Taurus, we'll be like, oh my God, why is this year taking so long? We're going to wish. Okay. But some things need to be sped up. Okay. Like hard times, right? So this Mercury retrograde is asking us to review before we renew. So reconsider before we commit, reflect before we react. And how many times have you rushed into something only to realize later that you skipped over the details? Mercury retrograde gives us the opportunity to catch what we missed the first time. Old conversations may come back around, old relationships, old friendships. Maybe you haven't seen someone in years and like they pop in. It's crazy how that happens, but we think about our past. We think about, oh, wow, I forgot to hit that person up. Man, I didn't realize it's already been a year. People from the past just reappearing magically. Projects also that you thought maybe you were finished with. Need another look. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, okay. I got to fix that. You may even rediscover dreams that you had forgotten. You're like, oh my God, that was on my to-do list like a year ago. And I need to put that back in my radar because I'm feeling like this might be something. But since Mercury is in Cancer, the review isn't just happening in our mind, it's happening in our heart, in our home, in our relationship, in our emotions, and where we're reviewing emotional patterns and family dynamics and childhood conditionings and the love for your cute Siamese cat, Miss Miyagi. The way you speak to yourself, the memories that you've been carrying. Ask yourself, what emotional story am I finally ready to rewrite? Because this new moon is giving you permission to write a different one. Now, here's where things get interesting. This new moon is squaring over to Saturn in Aries, okay, where Saturn is sped up time. Don't catch your tail on fire with that candle. That would be a crazy, crazy thing. And it squares create friction because they need some kind of adjustment. Saturn is reality, responsibility, boundaries, discipline, and Aries wants to move quick. So we could be really quick to take on more responsibilities, more discipline, boundaries, blah, 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 right? And Cancer wants to feel. And Mimi, stop. You're scaring me. I don't want your tail in that candle. So there may be moments where your emotions are saying one thing while life is asking you to step up and do something uncomfortable anyways. Okay. It could play out like that. Saturn isn't trying to punish you, but Saturn is speeding up. It's asking one simple question. Are your emotional needs supporting your future? Or are they keeping you stuck in the past? So this could look like realizing certain boundaries are overdue. Maybe you've been overgiving, or maybe you've been over rescuing everyone. Maybe you've been waiting for permission to put yourself first. And Saturn says it's time. Healthy boundaries or acts of self-love. This new moon is asking us to mature emotionally without hardening our hearts. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest aspects happening in the sky. And it is the biggest planet of the solar system, Jupiter. And it's in Leo. And it's expanding our like child play and our sunshine. And it's opposing Pluto and Aquarius, which is like transforming humanity. Jupiter expands whatever it touches. And Leo wants to shine, to create, to express ourselves boldly, to be seen for who we truly are. And across the sky sits Pluto and Aquarius. And Pluto transforms. Aquarius represents the collective, technology, communities, humanity, social movements, and the future. Whenever Jupiter and Pluto faces each other, there's a tension between personal growth and collective transformation. So this is asking, how do I shine without needing validation? Because Aquarius is, they kind of, they feel like they're not like, hey, I'm not special. I don't need this validation, or I don't need to be seen. I will support, others and blah, blah, blah. That's like a totally different energy than Leo. So the question could be, how do I lead without making it about my ego? How do I become more of myself while also contributing to something meaningful in the world? Many people are stepping into leadership roles right now. like creative businesses and teaching and speaking and creative content and sharing gifts. Like, I think AI has made a good platform for people to organize their thoughts, to get things like professionally written out and researched. You know, granted, like, yeah, AI isn't God or anything. It doesn't know everything, and it's very trainable. The best way to use AI is train it. So if you're not training it, it's probably just giving you information that you just want to hear, and some things that it's just grabbing from the internet. But to go back to what I was saying about leading without making it about your ego. Now, this is one thing that came up for me back in 2017 when I started my YouTube channel. And I was very reluctant. I did not want to record myself. And when I finally recorded myself, that video in complete my Virgo moon was like disgust. I was like, oh my God, like, I didn't know I did that. Like, this thing that I do sometimes, I don't think I do it anymore, but sometimes I do. But like the and the this thing, and I was just totally in my ego, like breaking myself down and like, okay, editing it. And it's like an hour of editing. And now I put up this video, and it's really what it comes down to is not about me. It's not about how I look, how I appear. It's about the information that I'm giving. It's about how I could be impacting someone's life in a positive way. It's not about how I'm coming off. Like, if someone's going to judge me on like how I'm delivering the information or my weird little quirks, they're not for me. Move on. There's plenty of astrologers on YouTube. So it's like, you have to start. No one is perfect. That's another thing I want to say. If you want to become an influencer, or if you want to become a self-employed business owner, you want to be making content online, get out of your own way and just freaking start. Like, no one's perfect. And perfection is found after time and persistence and working at it and researching it. Like, it's constantly evolving, and it's constantly moving, and we're going to continue to learn. It's just like astrology. It's like, if I waited to be an astrologer until I knew everything, I would never be an astrologer. There are different levels of astrologers, and you will attract the people that are at the level that you could help. Look, everyone is a student and everyone is a teacher, all at the same time. Someone that doesn't know a lot about astrology, maybe they're new beginners, are going to get the new beginning astrologers that could explain it in a very, like, layman's terms, right? Like, in a very simple way. Someone that is super experienced, the shit goes over their head. And I've been accused of this, doing this on my YouTube, like, Karina, like, you're just saying things and I don't understand it. Well, I guess my videos are for more experienced enthusiasts. I want to dumb it down, but then I'm not going to grow. Like, I want to continue growing. And as I grow as an astrologer, I want my audience to grow as an astrologer as well, or if they're into astrology. An astrologer is a professionally paid astrology enthusiast, I guess. Okay. So some people want to do it as a living, and some people love it as a guide. And as an astrologer with a degree in psychology and also theater, like, it is the best way to help you best understand who you are, what you're here to do, what you're going through. It's literally the best therapy because you can prepare for what is ahead. You can look at your past. So then you can look at transits that you've already experienced and what choices you made then and how you can evolve and not make that same decision or choice again that didn't get you in the place that you don't want to be in. It's called self-awareness and self-actualization, and it's the best for evolutionary it's evolutionary astrology. I mean, that's why we use it here in the West, the Western astrology, because like Vedic astrology is like, it's so predictive, like it's so crazy. Like they even know like what color phone case that you have, what panties you wore to bed that night. I don't know, just stuff that I really don't need to know. Anyways, I digressed. Let's get back on track. So I just wanted to encourage you guys, if you guys are stuck in something that's been holding you back to like be seen and share your information, like everyone has a story and that story is going to help other people. So don't hide. Don't let your ego get in the way because it's not about you. It's about helping others. All right. So I hope that was clear. Trine. Okay. So this trine, this Jupiter trine is saying dream bigger. Okay. Believe again, trust your intuition, have faith in yourself, because not because someone else validated you, but because you've experienced enough life to know that your soul is asking for more. Then we have this Venus sitting directly on the South Node. Okay. I actually love this transit because it's helping us to release the things that many of us didn't even realize that we were carrying. Like the South Node represents old habits and like the past and old comfort zones and patterns that we've mastered. And Venus rules love, relationships, money, beauty, values, self-worth. And right now we're being invited to release perfectionism, like release overthinking every little detail. That's like the old world. Like we had to be trained to be workers and slaves for the system, but things are changing. And as much as everyone wants to poo-poo on AI and robotics, this is freeing us. It's like, okay, we could slave like these robots and these AIs so we could actually live our purpose and like elevate. And everyone sees it differently. Yes, things are costly energetically, but everything is. War is too. And it's still happening for why I don't know. But release believing everything has to be perfect before it's worthy. Some of us have been incredibly hard on ourselves, myself included. Some of us have been equally hard on the people that we love. I'm guilty of this too. And this transit reminds us that perfectionism isn't love. Control isn't love. Criticism isn't love. Grace is. Growth is. Allowing yourself and others to be beautifully human is where healing begins. And finally, we can talk about this beautiful geometry in the sky with Uranus in Gemini, Neptune in Aries, Pluto in Aquarius, all sitting at 4 degrees. And Uranus is exactly trine Pluto. Uranus is sextile Neptune and sextile Pluto. Now, all three planets are working together. I love this because they are outer planets. So this isn't just affecting one person. This is shaping the entire generations. Like it's a collective thing. Outer planets are working with us. And some of us have personal planets that are aspecting those as well. So Uranus brings innovation and breakthroughs, awakening, and sudden change. Look at the chart and see if anything sits at around 4 degrees. So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'd say. And you're definitely feeling this. Neptune inspires vision, intuition, spirituality, imagination. Pluto creates deep transformation and empowerment. And when these three are working together, it's like the universe is saying the changes happening now aren't random. They're coordinated. Old systems are breaking down. New ideas are being born. Technology is evolving. Consciousness is evolving. Humanity is evolving. And each of us is being asked, what role do I play in this new future, in this new world? And how and who am I going to be for myself and for other people? You must pour in your own cup, and as the cup runneth over, it pours into the collective. It's a very Aquarian thing if you look at the star card. Now, this Cancer new moon reminds us that lasting change doesn't begin out of nowhere. It begins inside. It begins with healing. It begins with feeling. It begins with creating emotional safety and boundaries within ourselves. Because when your inner world changes, your outer world naturally follows. This is as above, so below mentality. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. That is the breakdown of the aspects. Now let's get into the zodiac and how the new moon is showing up for you and your sign. So you want to look at your rising, listen for your rising. That's the most important. Then you can look at your sun for your energy and your moon for your emotions. So we're going to go with, so you could listen for all three. Aries rising. This is happening, Aries or Aries rising. This is happening in your 4th house of home. So this is an extra strong one. And this is all about your home, family roots, moving, emotional healing, and creating a stronger foundation. So you might have moved into a new space, or you move someone in, but something around your home. Taurus rising, this is happening in your 3rd house of communication, siblings. Uh-oh, I gotta charge my battery for that. Don't you die. Don't you die on me now. 3rd house. Communication, siblings, learning, writing, contracts, cousins, mindset, changing the way that you think and speak. Gemini risings, this has to do with the house of income and money and self-worth and values, talents, pricing your gifts and building new financial stability. I mean, maybe you got a new thing coming in, a new income. Maybe you got a raise. Like, great time to ask for a raise, rising Geminis. Cancer rising, this is happening in your 1st house, a personal reset, identity, appearance. Maybe you're feeling a little more like confident. Go out and get yourself some new clothes, a new hairdo, a new haircut. It has to do with your vitality too, and how you're showing up in the world. Leo rising, this is happening in your 12th house. So rest, heal, pay attention to your dreams and your intuition. There's some endings happening for you. You got to just let them go, letting go of the past, moving on for this new future that is ahead. This is the end of your solar year. Your solar return is coming up soon. So hang in there. I know it's been tough. Jupiter's in our sign now. So We are feeling a bit better, there are more opportunities for growth, expansion, and evolution, and fun and travel. So we want to really focus on forgiveness too and preparing for the brand new cycle next month. Virgo risings. This is happening in your 8th house. Oh, no, 7th house. Sorry. 11th house. Yes, sorry. 11th house of your networks and friendships, communities, future goals, collaborations, and your long-term vision. So if you are looking for some new networking people or some friends, put yourself out there, meet up, do something, go on Meetup, come to my paint and sip. Why not? My paint and sip is July 15th at Prisoner Winery. Ticket sales are on the Prisoner Winery website. They're going to have flight tastings and charcuterie. And my next one is on July 25th at Crockett here at Revival Coffee. Hope to see you there. Rising Libra. This is happening in your 10th house of career and legacy, reputation, purpose, business recognition, leadership, and stepping into greater responsibility. So if you have, or if you're looking for a job, you're not happy at your job or your career, it's time to plant seeds. Try to figure out what that is. Maybe start applying for or lining up what you want to apply for when Mercury goes direct. Scorpio rising. This is happening in your 9th house of travel, higher education, publishing, spirituality, teaching, and expanding your beliefs. So there might be a new course that you're taking. Good luck. Wish you the best. Sagittarius risings. This is happening in your 8th house of transformation, shared resources, finances, intimacy, healing, taxes, investments, letting go of emotional baggage. Sagittarius says, are you in a leveling up your relationship? Maybe you're getting married, or maybe you're finally sharing your bank account or something like that. I hope everything is going well over there. Capricorn rising. This is happening in your 7th house of relationship, partnership, marriage, contracts, and creating healthier dynamics with others. So it looks like you might be getting a new boo, or maybe you just had a breakup and your status is single and you want to mingle. Aquarius rising. This is happening in your 6th house of daily routines, health, work habits, organization, employees, and creating systems that support your well-being, like eating healthy, supplementation, and working out. Great time to start a new routine. Write it down. Write down the things that you no longer want to do daily. I think that is a very good thing to do. Just write down. Like, I'm going to stop picking my nose every day. I'm going to stop drinking every day. I'm going to stop smoking every day. Yeah, so that's how that starts. Great time to start something new. Let it go, release it, and start anew when Mercury goes direct and the new moon. Why not? Just start now. Pisces rising. This is happening in your 5th house of creativity, love, and romance. Someone's getting passionate. Yeah. Maybe self-expression, a new project, remembering what lights you up. Don't forget what lights you up, Pisces. You can get a little too in your addictions and in your head. You must come out ground with some hematite and start writing some music or painting some paintings, or come to my paint and sit. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you better understand astrology. And if you are interested in coming to the moon gathering, that's happening for the full moon at the end of July. We're going to do it on a Monday because that's Moon Day. And it's July 27th at Messiah's in Crockett. And then I have the Prisoner Paint and Sip on the 15th. Ticket sales are through the winery. And then July 25th is the Revival Paint and Sip. We are painting a lion. And so if you want to sign up before the 18th for the $45 special. It's the early L special. Prisoner Winery, what are we painting at Prisoner Winery? We're painting vineyards. It's a beautiful painting. If I find it, I'll put it up. Let's see, what else? Yep. If you're not sticking around for the card reading, until next time, stay lucid living, stay awake, stay mindful, and keep it up. Positive energy. All right. Put this away. All right, what are we going to start with? What I always love to start with. This beautiful orange deck of tarot. We'll start here. All right, so I already lit the sage. Saged me out. I lit it and it just did not go out. And I was like, oh my God, why am I getting heartburn? I think I'm getting asphyxiated. But here's some Palo. All right, so I pray and invite the universe, guides, God, whatever you believe in, to come give us the message through the cards that I did not already say, or you can give us clarifiers for this new moon in Cancer for the collective. Maybe I'll do a pick a card reading at the end, okay? If I feel it's necessary, if the message feels blurred. Oh, okay, there's 1, 2. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did we pick? I swear, so crazy. We picked the Chariot card, which is the Cancer card. And we picked the High Priestess reversed. So we'll go ahead and read the Chariot and High Priestess. Go from there. Okay. I pull the reins of my life. Taking the reins, fortitude, discipline. You know that there is only one way to access your personal expansion. The Chariot asks you to cultivate a fiery discipline on your path towards what you want. It empowers you to take full charge of the reins of your life. The reward will be infinite, but the road that you are forming is winding and needs your full concentration. Make sure that you're paying attention to all the beauty on the way. Let your willpower illuminate the journey to the cosmic gate that you're aching to reach. Keep your determination. You have the drive need to succeed. The infinite reality that you want to experience is worth crossing deserts for. So get up an hour earlier than you usually do, and you can easily control the early hours of the day and lay out your plans for what is ahead. That is a great idea. I think I'm going to take that advice. Now the High Priestess. What we got? High Priestess. The Empress. Okay, the High Priestess. I trust my intuition. Intuition, trust, dreams, higher consciousness, reversed. The introverted High Priestess whispers that now is the time to block out the noise, remove all distractions, and make time to be alone with your inner universe. Your priority is to drop in. Just because you might not have access to your innate wisdom doesn't mean it isn't readily available. You always have the power to return to you. This card calls you to start practicing discernment. Learn to decipher your truth from everyone else's. Once you gain the power, your path will easily unfold in front of you. Ooh, I like that. Start a dream journal. Analyze your dreams over time and meditate on them during the day. Okay. That sounds like it is definitely for the Leo risings. All right. Anything else, Spirit, that wants to come out? Whoa, whoa. Asking me to meditate on it. Okay. All right. So we got the Chariot. All right. Use our intuition. get a hold of our routines, figure out where we're heading. And hey, there is something that maybe keeps replaying in someone's mind. And it's emotions that have been lost. It is, this person is bound by their thoughts and emotions. It's keeping them stuck. Okay. Is there anything else? How can we get unstuck, Spirit? Oh my God. And it's the end of a cycle. This is, I mean, the Wheel of Fortune. It's Jupiter, and Jupiter's in Leo. And this is luck, happiness, growth, hope, having faith. So it's like, maybe this is great. Okay, let me get out my other deck and see. Okay, how do we get unstuck? Why is the Wheel of Fortune like, okay, sure, we're feeling stuck, but when are we supposed to focus on that? Whoa, whoa, whoa. The Lovers. Okay, so there is something coming in. There's something coming in. The Lovers is a Gemini card. Gemini is action. And we are in a Mercury retrograde. So there is something, Eight of Cups. There's something that we're walking away from emotionally. Maybe something that had kept us stuck in the past, we're walking away from emotionally. And if you haven't walked away, it's time. The ship has sailed. Like, you can't be stuck like this forever. If you're not emotionally happy in something, you need to walk away. And then this will come. The Lovers and Jupiter can start playing out in your life, in our life. And if it's not, we got to start working on our business. We got to start focusing. So releasing the past, and move on from the emotional gunk. Like, if it's not a relationship and it's just like a negative mindset and a negative loop that keeps happening for you, you gotta just shut it out. Walk away. Be like, you know what? I'm done having this thought. And maybe these are thoughts that are coming from your childhood. Maybe it's like something you were taught, and you gotta just, like, Spirit is saying, unlearn it. Okay. Pay attention to your thoughts. We have millions of thoughts. We want to make sure that we're thinking on the good and the positive, because whatever we think, we manifest, because thoughts become emotions. Thoughts are in motion. Emotion creates emotion, which starts things in motion. Is there anything else? Whoa. The universal law. Everything in the universe consists of energy formed into different vibrations. All that is experienced and creating in this life is the result of the magnetic law of attraction. I was just saying that. How did I see? This is a part of it. Through this law, energies of the same type come together. Whatever that you focus on will come into your life. The universe will never judge you, and as such, make no distraction between good and bad. It only organizes energies according to similarity. Just what I was saying. This is confirmation. Today, create a vision of your life. Fill your vision and create a vision for your life. Feel it, and then feel that feeling and radiate it through your mind, body, and spirit, and hold that feeling. Meditate on it, become it, and very soon that you will have many manifestations of your highest vision for your life. Wow. This, you can't make this up. I'm like staring at my dark chocolate buttercup candy thing. I'm like, I'm going to eat that right after this reading. My inner fat kid talking to me. All right. We have the deck here. This one is the Gaia Oracle. All right. What do we got for the collective? Oh, clearing obstacles, protection, and guidance. So we got, what is this? Ganesha protecting us. Let's see what she's got to say. Card 31. Ganesha, one of the most worshipped deities in Hindu pantheon, has showed up in your reading today as an omen of good fortune. Ooh, I like that. Whatever has thwarted your progress or prevented you from moving forward will soon resolve. Oh, that's confirmation again. Will soon resolve. Okay, listen. An obstacle is cleared and you are free to move on. Your plans are now able to come to fruition. Know that everything happens for a reason. The blockages you have faced were in fact a blessing in disguise, an act of divine intervention. Timing circumstances were previously not favored, and your efforts would only have ended in disappointment and failure. The path is now clear and the timing is right. Your stars are in alignment. Wow. The affirmation, I am protected and guided by the higher power. When the path is blocked, I take this as a sign to wait and give thanks for divine intervention. When the path is clear, I move forward with ease. All that occurs or does not occur is for my highest good. Wow. I love that. Great. Achoo! Ooh, excuse me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick a couple more cards. This one is the Akashic Oracle that I got when I was in Shasta. What do we have for the collective for this new moon in Cancer? Overcoming fears. Okay, love this. Overcoming fear. We are overcoming fears. Okay, what else, Spirit? Whoa, 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 whoa. There is a battle. And sometimes there is a battle that, everyone's fighting their own battle, right? We're all fighting our own battle. Some is from loss of a relationship, loss of a person in their life. And we are overcoming our fears of loss. Maybe there was something that you put everything into and you lost it. And now there's a fear around putting yourself or opening your heart again. That's coming to an end. This is the Twin Flame Ascension deck. This is the path of least resistance. Choose ease and grace. So I'll go ahead and read that too. So let's see, the overcoming, the loss. Let's do overcoming fears. Fear is toxic feeling that can often prevent you from taking action. It paralyzes you, revealing your limitations and backing you into a corner. This card invites you to see fear not as a restraint, but rather as something that can drive you, a signal that will enable you to overcome your limitations. I love that. And then battle. Are you a victim of your life, or are you the leading actor in it? With Jupiter in Leo, it's asking us to step into our leadership roles, our main character roles. The battle card indicates energies of attack, aggression, offensive and defense, and protection of your interests. This card may be an invitation to stop procrastinating. Oh my God. And then loss. This card is the sign of absence, lack, theft, or oblivion. Depending on its position and that of the order of the card spread, you will be able to discern the exact meaning. In association, nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. That said, and then let's look up this. I think it's red. Path of least resistance. 65. 65. The journey of the heart often causes resistance. Okay. This is the card that we got. So experiencing ease and grace does not happen instantaneously. Fear is the unknown, creates conflict, and prevents you from taking action. This inner struggle will continue until you choose to face your fears. Another fear card. Okay, whoever's listening, and it could be me too. There's something that's holding us back, and it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of being hurt. And only then will your life move forward smoothly. This card is reminding you to not worry about your choices. Instead, choose to move in the direction that provides peace and power in the present moment. You may always understand the reason for the direction that you're being guided to take, but if you allow your inner light to illuminate your path, you will soon see and experience the beauty of where you are headed. Regardless, there is no right or wrong path. You will be guided towards that path that assists your soul's maturation to attain higher wisdom. Making decisions from your heart helps minimize future resistance when faced with challenging situations. The more you align with inner stillness, the greater your ability to take intentional action that will lead you towards your life that you deserve. I love that. This sentence right here, there is no right or wrong path. Like, that's so beautiful to me, because in astrology, we have a destiny point, right? We have a destiny, what we're here to learn. But ultimately, I am an astrologer that believes in the freedom of choice. It's like we have a choice to choose the easier path or the more challenging path, depending on how much that we want to learn and evolve in this life. Okay. So I really love that. Oh, we have another message. This was flipped over in the deck. I didn't even see that. Follow the signs, mystical messages. Okay. We're getting some mystical messages. This is what? Orange, maybe? Is there orange? Slate. Mystical messages. Red, maybe? Mystical. Oh, amber. Maybe it's amber. Mystical messages. Oh, yeah. 95. Yeah, this deck is kind of hard to read. 95. All right. Signs and symbols are a documented form of communication through the ages. This card indicates that you are experiencing synchronicities to get your attention. There is no need to fear these signs. Mystical messages generally echo to encourage you to interpret their meaning. Integrating this guidance will teach you to trust your journey. These divine love notes are here to support you with answers that you have been asking for. Remain aware you are learning a new language to communicate with your guides and your higher self. Interpreting supernatural communication will enhance your ability to trust yourself and elevate your consciousness. Inspiring your actions from the highest perspective, this card suggests that you remain open to these blessings. These signs will assist you to make confident decisions and help you realize that you are not alone. As you trust yourself more, you will rely less upon signs or questions their message, because you will just know. I love that. All right, I got this new tech, emergency affirmations. Who needs an emergency affirmation? I do. Why not? So, instructions. We know. Okay. Let's see. I don't read instructions on decks. I will shuffle them. They're all organized by color. Kind of cool. And now they're pretty much equally spread out. Right? I don't know. Come on. Okay, one more little shuffle here. And then one more. Yeah. Ah. Okay. Hold on. All right. That feels good. All right. Oh, whoa, whoa. Affirmation. There's 2 that came out. I will stop apologizing for the things I can't control, like the tone of my voice. Only good things await me, like 2 for 1 tacos. Taco Tuesday. All right, guys, I think that is all we're going to do. I think the message was clear. It definitely was on point with the reading. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. Please, if you know where this new moon is happening for you, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Put like a water emoji to just let me know that you watched it all the way through, and comment and just let me know what's going on in your life. What are you letting go of, and what are you ushering into your life? I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you for watching, and I hope that I see you at my paint and sips, one of them this month, or see you at the moon gathering at the end of the month. Peace out, your Lucid Living Coach, Karina.